I'll note that all board members are present with the exception of Larry Williams, who is excused. I will move to the first item on the agenda, which is the minutes from the November 18th, 2021 meeting, and entertain a motion to accept those minutes.
So moved. Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Next up, we will go to our secretary for a report. Morning, Joe.
Yes, good morning, Mayor, and everyone. We have new correspondence from Mr. Giardine, which I have distributed. And within your packet, you'll see our proposed schedule for 2022. It's hard to believe it's upon us.
Yeah.
It follows the typical schedule of either the third or fourth Thursday, depending on some holidays that throw us off. If
Right.
there's consensus, we can just proceed with this, but if there's any questions.
Any questions or concerns about the meeting schedule? You good with it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it? Good. All right, thank you, Joe.
Thank you, and that completes my report.
Okay, very good. We will keep on moving here. Next up, we have our report from our program manager. Who's going to be giving that today? Morning.
Good morning. I'm Sean Griffin, and Chris couldn't join us today, so I'll be giving you the report.
Morning, Sean.
Good. Good morning, everyone. Just running down through the project budget and approvals. We do have a resolution today to increase the not-to-exceed amount for day automation.
You just pull that mic up just a little bit there, Sean?
Yeah, is that better?
It is, yeah.
All right. We do have a not-to-exceed resolution today for day automation. That's to do some additional change order work over at Nottingham. And then continuing with formulation of change orders, sending those into SED. There's a continuous process here that we're working through. Project closeout, tranche 2 projects, we're hoping to get those final paid in the second and third quarter of 2022. Ed Smith, we do have final payment to the fire alarm contractor this month, which is good. And then we also have Grant, Huntington, and Blodgett, where we've reached financial closeout on those projects, and we anticipate final payment next month. Construction updates. We've got Fowler Interior working through the punch list, looking to turn over the team room and locker rooms for the pool. And then there is some work that's going to continue into January in the first quarter, and it's really just some gymnasium work, replacement of the gym scoreboards and the basketball side court backstops. And the concession building, working through the punch list there. Over at Corcoran, we're continuing with the pool lighting and miscellaneous fire alarm devices in the auditorium. Hope to wrap those up here by the end of the year, and then continuing on punch list work over there as well. Over at Henniger, continuing work in the main office and in the library. Hoping to have those wrapped up here by the end of the year. And then the area where we've been focused on is the lower level cafeteria, bringing that online. It's a push to get there by our February break, but we did have a good coordination meeting there yesterday, and looking at resequencing some work so we can get that back in line. So we're making progress there. Over at Nottingham, just continuing on the punch list and turnover of the locker rooms, which was part of that phase 2 package that we put out, and hope to have that complete here in the next week or so. There are a couple work scopes that will continue over Christmas break there as well. Over at Clary, we're in pretty good shape there, continuing through the punch list. We're near completion of the punch list items at Clary, so that's good to report. And then over at Elms, we're continuing through the put-back phase now. We got through a lot of the issues we had with structural concerns over there. We got through those, and now we're in the put-back phase, and it's a push to get there to the end of January where we turn that back over. So progressing there. And then at Danforth, we did a structural repair to the column down in the boiler room. And then over Christmas break, there's a couple miscellaneous scopes that will continue. There will be a couple items that continue into February break, just long lead time on some change order work that we did with putting in acoustical panels in the third floor classrooms. But those have been ordered and we're just waiting for them to come in. But punch list there, we're making good progress, and close out there as well. Any questions on construction updates?
Questions for Sean?
I'm just looking at the one under constraints for Ed Smith. So we're gonna have a recovery cost for repairs
Yeah.
to the magnitude of,
That's the one related to number 7. You were going to potentially have executive session if the board wants to go into detail about our legal situation.
So yes, with Ed Elms, or Ed Smith, we have been in conversations with the legal counsel from both sides and working to come to a resolution on that. And I think we may have an executive session for that today. Over at Elms, again, you know, just, I think I spoke to it before, just pushing to get the work done there so that we can reoccupy here beginning of February, and same thing with Henniger, pushing to so we can occupy that lower level after that February break. Project closeout, you know, it's a concern and it's a push, and we're working on it. Just want to note that, you know, it's an ongoing process, and we are making good progress with the punch list portion. Change orders we're working on too, getting through those to get those financially closed out. And
Sean?
Yes?
Sorry to interrupt. On project closeout, so you're identifying that as a constraint or critical issue. Are there bottlenecks in the process that are worth discussing?
Nothing specifically, but it's been a long process in the past to get financially closed out on some of these projects. So we're identifying it now and working our way through it. We are making progress. It's just something that we have to stay on.
Okay.
And stay
All right.
diligent with.
Well, if there's anything more that the board should be doing to expedite that process, or people within the process, please let us know. You know, especially as we get into the next phase. If this is an area that is in need of improvement, let's figure out how to do that.
Yeah, we're applying lessons learned from the first tranche of buildings to the second tranche of buildings here, and hopefully we can see lots of improvement in that area.
Good. Thank you.
Any other questions or?
So you were talking about the constraints on Elms and the critical issues. What was the structural issue that you weren't prepared for?
So there was a lot of structural cracking in the building that we were aware of going into the project, and we thought we had addressed it. But once we got into construction, we realized it was a lot worse than it was. So like a lot of the foundations on the exterior of the building, we had to dig down a lot deeper and put in underpinning, and that kind of slowed up the process quite a bit. And there was a couple other specific areas. There was a toilet room area where the foundation had actually sunk like 3-4 inches, and we weren't aware of that at the time of design. And then there was another column in the cafeteria area that had sunk as well. So it kind of slowed up the process a little bit.
So are you planning that you'll be finished during the February break, so the children can come in after the break?
Right, our goal is to finish at the end of January, so that gives the district some time to move in February before that February break.
Are you confident you'll be able to get that done?
Yes, it's going to be a push, but yeah, we can get there.
Thank you.
Sean, related to COVID, obviously we have the new state mask mandate in place. I know in the past, COVID compliance, mask compliance has been a challenge with some of our contractors and subcontractors. Just wanted to flag that for you, especially given the fact that these folks are working essentially side by side with our students. Make sure that you're doing everything you can to make sure that everyone that's working on the project is in compliance?
Will do.
Thank you.
And just walking Henniger yesterday, everybody was in compliance, so that's good.
Anything else for John?
Thank you.
If you were gonna fill in for Chris, we needed to put you through your paces, so
That's good.
hopefully.
That's all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so next up, we have our financial statement report. Donna?
Good morning. Okay, you should have just a one-pager in front of you, for the financial summary for the month of October. And not a lot happened in October. We don't have a lot of activity. Just a few small things. We had a QSCB subsidy payment was received and transferred out to the district. We had some earnings and interest, and we also had the vendor payments that were approved at the October 30th meeting will be reflected in the November statement. Obviously, there was only one day to get everything paid, so. And we ended the month with $41 million in cash and $69 million in fund balance. So I'll just run through quickly. Our cash inflows for the month, we had the QSCB federal subsidy of $361,405, and our interest earnings was $976. So our year-to-date does encompass from July to October, and the projected for fiscal year '22 is a total of $34.3 million to flow through cash inflows up to June 30th of 2022. Our cash outflows, obviously there's nothing there in the month column because none of the vendor payments were paid, although they were approved, and we did transfer out the QSCB subsidy payment of $361,000 to the district. The year-to-date column does show the total that we've paid out from July 1 to October 31st for a total of $19.7 million, and our total projected for the fiscal year 2022 for cash outflows is $80.2 million. And the graph does show that on the bottom in the blue and in the orange, the total cash inflows and the total cash outflows of $19.8 million and $60.4 million, which does total the $80.2 projected. And that concludes my report. Does anybody have questions?
Thanks, Donna. Any
Okay.
questions?
Nope. Thank you.
I think we're good. All right, moving right along, we've got at least two resolutions for consideration. So Joe, why don't you walk us through them, please?
Yes, thank you. We have resolution number 39, which would authorize the payment of our monthly bills to the contractors.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
And resolution number 40, which would increase the contingency budget at Nottingham for the day automation temperature control contract by $25,000.
So moved.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Next resolution deals with the legal matter stemming from the fire control system problems at Edward Smith School. Our outside legal counsel is with us, Jim Hughes, and if the board is comfortable, I would propose we have a motion for executive session to discuss the pending litigation.
Right, I think that's a good idea. Can we have a motion? All right, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, we are going to go out. I think, Joe, we good to go into the law library?
Yes, I would invite you into our law library. It would be an easier way to accommodate the board without having everyone leave the room.
Great.
And then we will return to regular session as soon as executive session is complete.
Good, so you all stay put, and we'll be back. Thanks. discussion? All in favor? Aye. All right, we are back in regular session. Thank you all for your patience. We do have one more resolution in front of us. And Joe, do you want to just give us the short description there?
Yes, thank you. We have resolution number 41, which we discussed in executive session, which would authorize legal action against the design professionals involved in the Edward Smith School fire alarm system.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, any other business to come before the board? Entertain a motion to adjourn. Further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Happy holidays.
Same to you.